Hi Virgo, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly astrological report for the month of July 2022. If you could please subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. You begin the month with a Neptune haze, because Neptune, which represents empathy, compassion, creativity, dreams, and imagination on the higher level, as well as delusion, illusion, fantasy, and deception on the more challenging level, retrograded on June 28th at 25 degrees of the mutable water sign of Pisces. You feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after, and it retrograded in your house of relationships and partnerships. This could have brought maybe things you didn't know about to the surface about somebody. It could bring confusion in relationships. Maybe you're feeling tired because it can make you feel very drained. And again, it makes you feel very hazy. Pisces is the most psychic and intuitive of all the signs. So maybe you're having very profound dreams or messages. Pay attention to all of those intuitive messages you're receiving, but could feel a little hazy as you begin the month. And there are also 4 points transiting in the Cardinal fire sign of Aries in your house of healing. It's dealing with blocked wounds in order to heal. It's dealing with debt and taxes and financial situations that need healing as well. And it's the house of empowerment. It's a very psychological house that if you face issues, kind of like the Judgment card in Tarot, if you face things you need to face, even if they're painful or if it involves loss or, again, very difficult financial situations, it helps to empower you. Jupiter, the luckiest planet, entered the Cardinal fire sign of Aries on May 10th, lighting up this area, bringing optimism and hope, bringing new financial opportunities, and it'll be there until October 28th, bringing more levity in dealing with the healing process and some light, even though it's a painful area. Chiron, the wounded healer, has been transiting there on and off for the last few years. Chiron will retrograde in the middle of the month, but this pronounces the wounds in order to heal and find courage, because Aries is very much about having courage and being fearless. Eris, the goddess of discord, is also occupying this sector of your chart. She fights for what she wants. And Mars, which rules the sign of Aries, entered Aries on May 24th in this area of your chart, finding power within and helping you to be courageous. And it'll be there until July 5th. So a lot of focus on facing the darkness in order to find the light and finding power and feeling fearless. Gemini energy is also strong. Venus, the planet of love and money, is transiting in the mutable air sign of Gemini in your house of life direction, career, and public image. Excellent for making a good impression. Excellent for partnering with others in a variety of ways. And Mercury, which rules your sign, also rules the sign of Gemini. Excellent for all forms of negotiations, communication, pitching ideas. If you're teaching, if you're promoting yourself, whatever it is, interviewing, looking for a job, excellent energy. And Mercury will be in this sector of your chart until July 5th. So a lot of focus on that area of your life as well. So we begin the month on July 1st. Mars, the planet of action and passion, forms a challenging aspect to Pluto, the planet of power. And this occurs at 10:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could bring power struggles. It is good for eliminating bad habits, but I just feel it's a heavy energy, so kind of laying low with that and knowing that people could definitely be looking for a fight. On July 2nd, Mercury, which rules your sign, forms a very beautiful trine. That's when the two planets are 120 degrees apart. And that occurs at, let's see, at 6:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Good for connecting with others, good for your romantic and your social life. So that's a nice energy of stability. But Mercury also makes a challenging aspect to Neptune at 4:53 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could bring confusion with professional matters, perhaps with relationships. It can be very creative. So if you're doing a creative project on your own, excellent. But again, there could be a little bit of nebulous energy with Mercury challenging Neptune. So again, use the Mercury-Saturn energy to work on your own. On July 5th, there are two planetary changes. Mars, the planet of drive and passion, changes signs, the fixed Earth sign of Taurus, where it will transit through August 20th. And that's a fellow Earth sign, very compatible with your own. And it'll be transiting in your house of travel and promotion. It deals with teaching and higher learning and publishing, as well as publicity. It also deals with hope and optimism and manifestation and meditation and having a sense of hope in some way. So trying to really take action in whatever way that is for you to tap into hope. But also if you're taking workshops, if you're promoting yourself, if you're thinking of doing some travel, that's all excellent. And that begins from July 5th at 2:04 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time until August 20th. It's going to be in this sector of your chart. And then Mercury, which rules your sign, changes signs at 2:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It leaves the sign of Gemini and enters the cardinal water sign of Cancer in your house of friends and groups and community, where it will be until July 19th. So this is excellent for networking. If you're trying to, if you have your own business and you're trying to make contacts on social media or connect with others, excellent energy for doing so, excellent for socializing for you and getting involved in the community in some capacity. So that's a nice cycle. On July 6th, Mercury forms a helpful aspect to Mars at 2:37 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Good for networking with others and getting things done, and in a manifesting way as well, and promoting yourself. On July 9th, Mercury forms a square to Jupiter, the luckiest planet, and that occurs at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's good for connecting with others. That's good for a lot of communication, probably being very busy, but it's an optimistic energy. It's not a negative one. And then on July 10th, the sun forms a helpful aspect to Uranus, and that occurs at, let's see, at 4:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that's good energy for connecting with others and innovative solutions to things and tapping into hope. So that's a positive energy. On July 13th, there is a full moon that day that takes place at 2:37 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 21 degrees and 21 minutes of the cardinal Earth sign of Capricorn. That sets off exactly where the two malefics of the zodiac met up on January 12, 2020. And that's when Saturn, the planet of restrictions and karma, met up with Pluto, the cosmic compost, at the world point, because anything at 22 degrees of the cardinal signs hits every one of us. And that took place in your house of creativity and children and self-expression. Wasn't in a challenging part of the chart, but obviously it hit every one of us in a difficult way. It also would have opposed your house of friends and groups, and I don't think anybody knows somebody. I don't think anybody is untouched by this time. And just knowing that this full moon is kind of releasing the restrictions, the restraints of that time. And on the day of the full moon, let's see, Mercury forms a beautiful aspect to Saturn at, let's see, at 12:28 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Actually, Venus, rather, forms a beautiful aspect to Saturn at 12:28 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that brings healing through love and through support with others. And I think that's a positive energy. So that's helpful and good for you professionally and for work. If that's an issue you've had, that brings in promise. Again, releasing the blocks that have kept you from being creative, kept you from your joy. And then on July 14th, Venus, the planet of love and money, forms a challenging aspect to Neptune, the planet of delusion and confusion. And that occurs at 1:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could be challenging with friends, or it could be challenging with relationships, so kind of laying low with that energy. Professionally, it could be a bit difficult as well. And then on July 17th, there is some positive energy. Mercury, which rules your sign, forms a beautiful aspect to Neptune, and that occurs at 3:52 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. For you, that's good for tapping into hope and wishes. Neptune is the dream, and Mercury is transiting in your house of wishes and friends and groups. Neptune is transiting in your house of relationships. Being creative with others, working on creative projects would be excellent. If you're in some kind of a mastermind group in manifesting, maybe you do a group form of manifestation where you hold intentions for one another, that would be a great use of the energy. The sun also forms a helpful trine to Neptune at 6:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that is a beautiful energy too. And the sun's transiting in your house of friends and groups as well. So that's very spiritual and creative and romantic energy. So good for your romantic life, good for your spiritual life, and good for feeling inspired. On, let's see, on the date of the 17th, Venus also changes signs and enters the Cardinal water sign of Cancer at 9:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where it will be through August 11th, and it's transiting in your house of dreams and, pardon me, in your house of friends and groups, and that's a nice energy as well, working well with other people. And then on July 18th, Mercury forms an opposition to Pluto, the cosmic compost, and that occurs at 3:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could bring some endings or power struggles with friends, so try to lay low with that energy. Try to figure out what you need to purge, but that is a bit of a challenging energy with communication. On the 19th of July, Mercury enters the fixed fire sign of Leo, and this occurs at 8:35 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it's transiting in your house of spirituality and dreams and imagination, so really working with your dreams, and it'll be there through August 4th, so good for journaling, good for meditating, and working with your unconscious mind and magnetize good fortune. And then Chiron, the wounded healer, retrogrades at, let's see, it retrogrades at at 11:21 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 16 degrees and 26 minutes of the cardinal fire sign of Aries. And you feel that energy, it pronounces the wounds, but in order to heal. And that is in your house of healing and transformation and finding courage in this time. So finding the warrior within in a positive way, not in an angry way. And then on July 22nd, the sun enters the fixed fire sign of Leo at 4:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, transiting in your house of dreams and imagination until August 22nd. So again, working more with healing modalities, crystals, meditation, feng shui, anything to help you to manifest and to really do some healing spiritual work on yourself as well. On on July 25th, the two benefics square one another in the sky. Venus, the planet of love and money, squares Jupiter, the largest and luckiest planet, at 2:13 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that's just a lot happening at once. I don't think that's a negative energy. It could just be very social, maybe a bit indulgent and excessive, but not negative. On July 26th, Mercury forms a challenging aspect to Mars. And that could be combative energy. That occurs at 3:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. July 28th is another big day to look forward to. There is a new moon that occurs at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 5 degrees and 39 minutes of the fixed fire sign of Leo in your house of the imagination. The new moon is always a time to set intentions and plant new seeds. Definitely do the law of abundance and work with that new moon energy in your house of the imagination, really tapping into suspension of belief. And then on the day of the new moon, let's see, tapping into that lovely energy, Jupiter retrogrades at 4:37 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it retrogrades at 8 degrees and 43 minutes of the Cardinal fire sign of Aries. You feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after. Figuring out, reassessing how you can expand your finances, your healing journey, and how you can find courage within. And then on July 31st, Uranus, the planet of brilliance and surprise and the unexpected, meets up with the North Node of Destiny in your house of hope and teaching and learning. There could be great new opportunities that come up for you to promote yourself. Maybe you meet a mentor, maybe you get into a new class or a new hobby you're into. It's a very exciting and fated pairing, so see what happens at that time. And I wish you a lot of luck and thank you very much. Take care.